Here we go. Here we go. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We got latest update situation with the Miami model. Or some people say escorts. I don't know. I don't know. But that goes back to the money thing, guys. Say lead with your wallet. And we were under the impression the guy had returned. He's still over there. He's in, I don't know if he's been arrested, but they have him in custody. And they're still trying to figure out. They said they got the autopsy results back. One of the guys who was working there saw her in the hallway, offered her fruits. She told him to come back in 10 minutes. And he said he went inside the room and he saw her body shoved. Well, now who knows? I mean, they got into a fight. A lot of noise was made. They separated them. That's wild. Now you go on vacation and get in a fight. Yeah, that's wild. The man was still married. That's wild. She is. There are some sites who have her pictures up. And eventually somebody's gonna fall down on exactly where. Because if she danced in Miami, there are plenty of people who danced with her. There are plenty of customers who came in there. Um, I'm sure they know about it by now. So you're going to find out what's going on with that, big money guy. And that just, once again, it shows you that all this money talk, ain't nothing wrong with having money, but you can be a fool with money. And you can't buy the things, what they say, you can't buy love. You can't buy that, man. All of that money and taking somebody to paradise on earth and you pay for this, you're paying for that, you're paying for this, you're paying for that. And, you know, you still got to deal with that person. If that person don't really desire you, this is what you're going to get. And then you got I saw Joe Buttons and stuff. We don't know what's going on with this woman. We don't know the circles she was in. She builds herself off as a model. A lot of her stuff is model-esque. We know about the soft life. She wanted a sugar daddy or whatever. She wanted the guy to come in and buy her all this stuff. And yeah, got a great body, man. He had a great fitness body. He had a flat stomach. Um, Unfortunately, man, it didn't work out that way. And questions. Family has questions. All types of question. Who knows what? But that lifestyle, man, that's a dangerous lifestyle. A lot of women are jumping into this stuff. That's dangerous, man. Getting on planes and stuff with strangers. The man's basically a stranger. He's bought you some expensive items, but the man's a stranger. You don't know this man. You don't know what he's into. You don't know how he feels about anything. And you go overseas and then you get into an argument and you don't know how that's going to go. Who do you know over there? You calling back home to family. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? and then suspiciously your body is found unresponsive and you were rushed to the hospital and you pass away and they got to ship you back. I see they said they raised their 50 the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe, I think they raised their awards. Their what they will where they won, I think 50,000. Not to get in the way of the family, but it don't take that much. If you could pass away overseas, it's not going to be no 50,000. It might be 100, maybe. They're going to ship you back. Now they're going to ship you back on a ship. It's going to take a while. I mean, I don't know exactly how to even do it because the body decomposes. But I'm sure they know how to do it, and you get shipped back. It might take you about a week, 10 days. They ship you back, just like they do luggage. The ships hit ports. They take off the packages that need to go on another ship. They got a ship that's headed toward Chicago. They take you off, put you on another ship. That ship takes you. We're talking about a couple of days. You get there. The body is then delivered to a funeral home, etc. And then that's where your money is. You're right. I mean, it depends on what kind of funeral you're trying to have. 50,000, about 12. You can get a solid funeral for about 12 grand. Especially if you cut with the casket. If your casket don't have to be about 8, 9, if you keep your casket right at 5 with tax, 55, 57, you can keep it under right around 12. But they got caskets for $15,000. They're glass, they're airtight, they got just all types of stuff on them. I don't know why you would need it like that, but you can get them airtight where nothing can get inside. I mean, they'll give you a guarantee. Nothing to get inside for a couple of years. But yeah, the guy's in custody there. They haven't released him. The family's getting information. I'm sure information that's not been put out. She does have an internet profile. We know about the soft life, but she also had there's modeling agencies that she was on. She was on these agencies, and you can go see the other women on there. Other women are just like her. They're young. Could that modeling agency be disguised for a service? Who knows? It could be. It's possible. For wealthy men, a man who's willing to spend a significant amount of money because he wants to live a certain kind of way. He don't want to leave it up to chance. He wants to go in and smash. And he has an appetite for young Miami type, baddie types. A little bit different than not the Zeus networks, but a little bit stepped up a little bit in shape, fitness. They actually go to the gym. They actually eat appropriately to keep their weight. I saw the website. All those women on there, small, they look like her. They're young. They're in great shape, and they're available. They're available. It says on the website, hit us up. If you're interested, ask about me. You discuss prices. You discuss projects. Could you possibly discuss the possibility of one of the models and you going somewhere? I'm sure you can talk about whatever you want. I don't know. I'm just saying I saw the magazine. I mean, I saw the page. I'm not gonna a lot of that stuff, I'm just not gonna post it. It's out there though. I seen it. I was on the page. I think I still got a tab. I have it open right now. I have it open right now. There's a couple, and I don't know about the other Instagram. I don't, but I do know there's quite a bit of photos that are not on her Instagram. There's a lot of photos. There's a lot of photos of her. And they're mostly scantily clad type photos. You know, if you, I'm just going to assume a wealthy guy. I'm sure you can just be anybody, but if you're a wealthy guy and you're looking for a sugar baby, someone that you can spoil, the way she was posted, and look at those pictures, the way she's posted, you would get that impression. You would get the impression. Unfortunately, things took a turn for the worst. Unfortunately. And they said this guy lost a lot of his money in crypto, hung around too long. But this is the game that you play. It's a very violent look, man. I'm gonna tell you up front, that world's real violent. And oh yeah. Oh, and you'll never get real numbers. Oh, I know a couple of women. They went where they went. They went to Denver. It was about 7 of them, and they were told we only gonna go where everybody goes. If we all agree to go to a mansion, if like say there's a guy, you don't have to be rich, but just say there's a guy, he's a NFL player, right? And he's got a little clout, so he comes in and he invites all the people back to his place, right? So that's what they mean. We all stick together. So you would go back to his place, big mansion. Let me tell you, even if you're a man, right? A big mansion, you can stay downstairs. You can just stay downstairs. They can, if that's him and the women go upstairs and do whatever they want to do. They're grown. But as far as you, oh, I'll be a third wheel. I'll be not really. You just be downstairs. You're with them. When they're done, they get dressed. They come downstairs. You're downstairs. You just happen to be with them. When they come, you come. You don't have to go upstairs. There's a downstairs bathroom. You're listening. If there's too much racket, you want, and also you want to give the presence that you're there. You want the women need you there to give him an idea that there's a guy. Oh, he got no problem with what we're doing, but we do have somebody who's watching out for us to some degree. Exactly, and she didn't do that. So you can't play with this stuff. This stuff is real. If even the dancing, look, you got to be ready for that, and you really need somebody for that. You just can't wake up and go dance. You don't know the people. You've never been to the club. You don't know the people that's handling the club. You don't know the customers. You don't know the dancers. That's just not smart. Should it be that way? Yeah, it should be. I agree. I agree. You should be able, if you want to dance, you should be able to go dance. But it don't work that way. It's more to it than that. And you can find yourself in harm's way. And if you're trying to be a escort or whatever, say you're a dancer, say you just do private dances, you run across a guy like this. If he can convince you to go on this trip by yourself with him, look at what happens. People have tempers. People have buyer's remorse. People, when they look at how much something's going to cost them, they have to think about it. You see that with cars. People go on a lot, man, they'll buy that car. 2 days later, they're standing there on that lot trying to turn that thing back in. Buyer's remorse. It's real. Why wouldn't it be the same with the whole escort thing? And it don't work that way. John, it don't work that way. Just because you got money, good. But that don't mean you can get a relationship. And whatever went on with this one, look at the emotions. I mean, look at the emotions. Are you serious? Emotional roller coasters too. Look. I don't know what happened, but it's possible, man. That it's very possible that she may have done it. Now they said there was no stool. etc. And the guy's still being held, so they may have seen things. But yeah, he proposes, and then perhaps he makes it known to her that he's still married, that he's got to go through a divorce, and it's going to be hard, and we're not going to be able to get married, and um, she's an influencer. She put this on her page. All her people saw that. That's humiliating. The guy's not marrying you. Well, they're gonna look like she staged it. And that's Zaddy, and he's gonna make everything okay. And she was 31 by herself. People do make mistakes. I don't know if this guy's guilty, he needs to be punished. I'm not gonna sit up here and say it's out of the question that she did it. We don't know that. I can see someone finding out the person they're dating is still married, and you talking about a year, at least a year. They got to actually start a divorce procedure. Unless that other person wants it too, it's going to have to run its course. In the meantime, you're planning a wedding, but you're going to be planning a long time because legally he can't get married. So that didn't go the way she wanted it to go, and she's got to deal with. She's passed away, but the women got to understand this whole soft life stuff. That's nonsense, man. It's good. Hey, you in a relationship, and the guy gives you the soft life as best as he can. Okay, that's wonderful. But to be out here advertising online, and then you don't know who these men. These men got money. I don't know what makes you think these men. Look, you got the lame. They don't like the lame dudes. You got the lame dudes who got money, right? Yeah, you can pretty much walk over those guys. A lame dude, a beta male dude with money, you can pretty much walk over him. He's just going to accept the fact that he spent a lot of money on you, and he got nothing in return. He's just going to accept it. That's just the way he's going to look at it. Is like, damn, I took her to Hawaii. I paid for both trip. I paid for the hotel, and I gave her $500 a day. And when I tried to, suggest maybe we should be together, she slammed the door in my face. Yeah, that's going to happen to simps and guys like that. And that's the type of guy that'll just go cry himself. He'll just go and cry himself to sleep. And you know what? That's the type of guy when the next day your flight leaves at 12. That's the type of guy who's right there in that room. He's already dressed, and he's waiting or knocking on your door to get your bags and take you to the airport. Yeah, yeah, those guys. But you can't confuse those guys with all men. Some men, they don't like being told no. Some men, they're never told no. They got so much money, they just know that's the last thing they want to hear. And some of those men can get quite violent. Sometimes, right now, we don't know what happened in this case, but we can't rule out, And she wanted that soft life. She wanted that life very few women will ever get. And you see with her, we keep seeing this stuff. You see the passport bros. A guy goes overseas, and you get the impression that they're living their best life, and boom, look at the Floyd guy. Look at these guys. They found guys have moved overseas. They went into they go into the place, the apartment he's living in, and he's out on the floor unresponsive. They said his laptop and his phone were missing, which made them believe it was foul play. So all of this stuff is real, man. You got to know these people. You just got to know these people. You got to have someone with you to some degree. That's why when you date, you go to open spaces, you go to places where there's other people, there's cameras, because there's expectations it's going to be done a certain kind of way. You get to know someone, and then when you feel comfortable, then you can proceed to introduce that person to your life, your private life. As far as now, I've been on vacations with women. I didn't go no overseas, but yeah, I've taken. My go-to has always been Vegas. Just my go-to. I've always said, "Hey, you want to go to Vegas? You ever been?" And if they've never been, man, they light up like a Christmas tree. A lot of times, never been on a plane. They can't believe I'm offering them this. They can't believe it. And of course, I'm not that type of dude. I mean, it's some dudes game. We got mode one. You got shout out to Alan Roger Curry, mode one. Shout out to that brother. That's his game. He's up front with women. He's telling what he wants when he wants. That has never worked for me. So no, I don't do that. But I've, 100%. If they accept the trip, everything's pretty much gonna go the way it's planned. We come back, they're very happy. They can't wait to show their family and friends, and they still can't believe some guy, they're not dating. I'm not a rich guy. They're dating a regular guy. He was able to take them to Vegas, and they had a wonderful time. Vegas got a lot of stuff in it too, man. Minus the casinos, Vegas have a lot of stuff. A lot of things, amusement rides, all types of foods, all over the world types of foods, places to go. If you're tired of the black nightclub scene, they got all types of nightclubs. They got all types. They got Asian clubs. You can go there. It's just mostly Asian in there. It might be something that's a break, just a difference, man. You can just walk around. You can put your boots on and just walk around Vegas. That's all the time. Women gonna hang you flyers with their name on it. Yeah, they're available. You have to talk to them about what they specifically, what services they offer. Yeah, a lot of OnlyFans, women passing out their OnlyFans cards. You can meet a lot of OnlyFans women in Vegas. Once again, it's a wide open place. It's a place that anybody can come, and it's pretty common. It's pretty easy to get there. They do a lot of, I don't know what's going on now with these gas prices, but they do a lot of flights. But no, you don't get out here, man, and get into the stripper world and ignore what the people tell you about the customers tell you, hey, don't date these guys. Hey, listen to me. I don't care how much money he got. I don't care how nice he is. Only deal with these guys through the club. In the club, we got cameras, we got guards. You got your other fellow strippers. We look out for each other. Do not get in a car with these guys because you think he's a nice guy. And then he drives off and we never hear from you again. We never hear from you. And that happens. That happens. And it looks like this was the case in this situation. Miami, she was in Miami. I don't know why she wouldn't dance. I can tell she didn't dance at black clubs, but I don't know why she wouldn't. I mean, look at her body. That's a beach town. She's got a beach frame. I don't know why she wouldn't go out there and make that money. In Miami, if you can make money, you can make money, man. All of that, if you getting twos and fews and you in St. Louis, you in Nashville, Tennessee, you getting twos and fews. You barely make $20, $30 over your payout. Don't go to Miami. Just accept that's not the job for you. But yeah, if you go, because you ain't gonna make no money there. What I'm saying, if you can make money, that's my point. If you can't, you gonna make. if you can, the money they pay, you're gonna make a lot. You're gonna make a lot in Miami. It's nothing for those women to make $15,000, $16,000 a night. A night, come back the next night making more than that. Guys go to Miami and they try, you got Floyd Mayweather, you got all these guys trying to show out. You got guys going to Miami trying to outspend. Miami is that type of town too. It's a fun town. Not my thing. I don't like Miami. Just not my thing. Not for me. Lots of Cubans. Not me, man. It's just not me. They ain't holding enough boot tail either, man. They gotta have a little boot tail. They gotta have a little hang back there. They ain't got that hang, that cheek ain't flat. I don't like that, man. That make me want to go somewhere else, man. That made me want to get back on the plane and go back home. Oh, hell no. Hell no. But yeah, this stuff is real world. It's serious. The stripping, you better know what you're doing. It's dangerous. You could lose your money, all right, but you also can lose your life. It don't have to be. It could be from one of the other women. Just like they set a man up, they could set you come in there, you all green, you ain't never stripped before. You don't want to tell nobody because you don't want nobody, your family to know. And you go in there by yourself. You don't know none of the dancers. You don't know nobody in there. You can be set up just like they'll do it a John. They'll set you up, especially if you make money. You walking out there, you done made you $7,000. They see that. And they know you green. They're gonna invite you. Matter of fact, they're gonna take advantage of you. They're gonna feed you to some sadistic trick. They're gonna feed you to him. They're gonna know who to feed you to too. They're gonna know the guy. Yeah, it's sad too, man. When I see women get into the game like that and they don't know what they're doing, because I know it's gonna eat them alive, man. I know it is. And that's sad, man. I see it because you just don't. You hope not, but it happens, man. There's things they have to do to protect themselves, but if they don't want protection, then go ahead. Hey, go date that zaddy. Go overseas with that zaddy. Okay. Yeah, and see another thing you got to realize, women got to understand, why is that man in the club? Why aren't women dating him? I'm serious. If you're a woman, you strip. You get on stage and then you get off stage, you go in the back with the men and you making some money. You have to look at the guys who are in there. Why? You got to look at that. You got to look at that. Why are they in there? There's something going on. You think, okay, they got money. Okay. Why is it in a strip club? Why aren't you in the nightclubs? Why aren't you in the single scenes? Why aren't you dealing with just regular women? Why you want to deal with a woman? You got to give her money. Are you the type of weirdo who cuts all the lights out and sits in the corner? And when she wakes up and it's black dark, so she reaches over and cut the light on, she sees you just standing there. I mean, just sitting there. Just sitting there silently. Or she sees you standing over her bed. You're standing right over her bed looking at her. Before that, it was pitch black. She thought you was sleeping next to her. Yeah, there's all types of weirdos out there, man. Somebody said that she got mad because he slept with somebody. There's all types of weirdos. They are, man. And all of this vacation, and I'll take you to you know, the DR. I'll take you to South America so you can post up on your Instagram, and I'll get on my knees and propose, even though I'm married. That stuff is corny, man. You got to grow up. People got to grow up. That's not how the world works. It's just not how the world works. That's foolishness. And getting all emotional and being with someone who's taking you through an emotional roller coaster. They're happy for 5 minutes, then they're mad for 15, then they're happy for five. You don't need that, man. You don't even need to deal with nobody like that. This stuff right here, this dude tricking like that. Sit up there giving that woman all that money. He bought that on himself. Man, you don't get these women money like that. You don't get these women no unearned trips. You giving a woman trips for what? To try to bribe her to sleep with you so she ain't sleeping with you now? So you got to come off with a couple of trips, a couple of unrequested trips. You got to do that to try to get to break the ice, because if you don't do that, she's not going to date you. She's not going to spend time with you. What's up with you, Mike? Yeah. Well, you shouldn't be there to beg. You're right, man. That's why the whole thing about some guys I know, they give their number out. They've matured to they don't want to they don't want to take a woman's number. They want that woman to call them. And they're willing to lose 15, 20 numbers until they find someone who's interested. Now they're not just out. They're focused, just focused. They only give it to certain women. But when they get that phone call, they know she's interested because she called them. And he knows that, okay, this one she ain't sitting around trying to waste my time and make a fool out of me. She truly wants to get to know me. So, yeah. And that's a line to cross. A lot of guys can't cross that line. They've been standing on that line for years. Now you got to get your number out and she'll call you. Simple as that. Thank her for her time and proceed to go and live your life. If she don't call, it's all in the game, man. Keep going. If she calls, that's a big. She's interested. She's interested, so it's the beginning. All of these places, Miami, Tanzania, all of these places have a healthy uh, group of females for any man. You're traveling, you go to Tanzania, you don't have to take anybody with you. There's plenty of women there. And you still have tourists there. So you can go to Tanzania, to that same place. The woman, she put it up. She showed the exact room they stayed in, everything. You can go there. There are single people there. Remember, this is worldwide. There's going to be single people. Oh, you came alone. Okay, that group of women, they're by themselves. There's another group. They're from Africa. Well, they're from Nigeria. She's from Germany. That group of women, they're from Japan. You know, they're having a wedding here. So you don't, all of this stuff, going somewhere, arguing, you don't have to do that, man. You got to have a conversation, man. And there needs to be mutual understanding. All of this fake, I want to go out with you, but I really want to sleep with you. But hey, let's go out. But I really want to sleep with you. But hey, let's go out. Let's go out to eat. But I really want to sleep with. See that stuff there, you got to grow up, man. You're a grown man. You got to act like a grown man. You let the woman know you're interested. You let her know. She said, "Well, I ain't been in a relationship in a long time." Say, "Okay, well, let's let this be the beginning. It don't have to be a relationship though, but I want to get to know you." And just simply look. This is another thing too. all of this stuff, um, when they're not interested, you're right, they go see, that's a little bit advanced game. See, when you have advanced game, you can get through resistance. You can get through all of the, "I'm not interested." When you have advanced game, you can get through that. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Eventually, she's gonna crack. She's gonna crack, and she's gonna go out with you. But that's advanced games. If you're not in advanced dealing, and then we had a conversation today. Some dudes have just given up. They've given up. You got a mink coat, you got boots, you got Chanel bags, you got 12,000, 20, $32,000 in Chanel. You got a $25,000 Rolex. Females have watch Rolex watch. It's a lot of things that men do. A lot of things men do to try to get women. They spend a lot of money. They spend money they don't have. And that stuff, a lot of that stuff's going in the closet, man. I'd say most of it. She may take one of them bags. She may take a bag with her, but for the most part, that stuff's going in the closet. They got stuff. Don't you have stuff in your closet that you never wear? Don't you? Ain't you got some Jordan shirts, sneakers? Got Jordan sneakers brand new. They've been sitting there for what, 2, 3 years. I know you do. I know how your closet is. I mean, yeah. Hats you ain't worn in 3 years. Stuff that you like, that you don't need, that you don't want to throw out. And that's the danger when you do all of this. When you sit there and you buy all of these gifts for these women, they just gonna accumulate, man. It's not necessary to do it. It's just not necessary to do it. Now, look, obviously, a birthday or something, a special moment. Yeah, I mean, you celebrate those. It depends on you. Maybe you don't, because I'm saying it's a different. Maybe you don't, but you know that overdoing it, which is what this dude was doing. This is what you get, man. You ain't gonna do it but get disappointed. You ain't gonna do it but get used and disappointed and disrespected and replaced. Some are not friendly with attitude. Well, that's some woman that's not interested in you. And that's her defense mechanism. Women frown and are rude to you because a lot of them have to be. We got to be for real out here, man. They shouldn't be. I agree with you. They shouldn't, but a lot of them have, but you can get it. You understand why. Have you seen some guy? Look, maybe you're a polite gentleman. I've seen some dudes approach. It's some rude dudes out here, man. It's some rude guys out here. They'll say anything. Is the price too high, man? Is the soft life, is that just too high? You got whole pages of young women advertising their availability, letting the world know that they're available. But yeah, it looks like the story has taken off. I'm looking at one of the pages where she modeled, and it's filled with young women, and they're going to talk. They're going to step out and tell you, why they're on these pages and what the women on these pages do. I'm trying to find it. If I can find it, I'll pull it up. Saying a high paying call girl. Hmm. Yeah, we don't know. That is a question. Was she an escort? Who knows? Gone too, bro. Isn't that something? 31 years old. That's my age. 31 and she's out of here. Yeah, that's sad too, man. And she had a real bad perception. She had a real bad perception of reality. There's nothing free out here, man. Nothing. You don't have to pay with money, but you're gonna have to pay with something. And if you don't know what you're doing, the world gonna crush you. Man or woman. If you don't know what you're doing, you jumping out there, it's gonna come back on you. And the whole divestment thing, she made some tweets. It's a lot of money, a lot of bread out there, a lot of desperation out there. And thirsty dudes, they catch feelings. You ain't supposed to, but you could be a dude that's paying. And you mess around here, you done caught feelings. She trying to get up to go and you don't want her to go. And it's just dangerous. We had the Mercedes Moore. Mercedes Moore, they found her unresponsive. Some dude, he scribbled on a wall about how um, he was unhappy with the relationship. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. One person, they get too, they get in too deep, and this is what you get. Yeah, she played herself, brother. I'm looking at this. Yeah, that's what she wanted. Be careful what you wish for. She wanted her a rich dude. Well, you got him. Isn't that the whole baddie play? She got him. I guess all the colorist people they can get rid of it because she's dark skinned, bro. So all of these lies about dark skinned women and men didn't stop this white guy. It also didn't stop her from putting up all these pictures. She was living her soft life. Yeah, she's on CBS. So this stuff, and it's probably because she's attractive. You know how they feel about if you're an attractive person, you matter. If you're not an attractive person, you don't matter. You're deaf, none of that stuff. It doesn't matter. Because she's not the only person. People die every day, every hour. Yeah, no kids, so she held off from so much potential. And and this is where you wind up. And working in them strip clubs in Miami, that can be dangerous. It's a lot of money, man. You gotta understand, it's a lot of money changing hands, man. It's a lot of bread, bro. You have one dancer. You look first of all, Ashley, she ain't really got nothing. She ain't, no disrespect to her, rest in peace, but she not really built like that. So she's gonna go dance for white dudes. She's sort of thin. Yeah, she's probably gonna go dance for white dudes. But I'd have to use a different one, but one like her, but had a little bottom to her. Man, you could make. I'm talking about you. She could come and work for you. I'm talking about you. You own the club or you work at the club. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That woman could come work for you, and she could make easily 4, 5,000, 10,000, $15,000 a night. And that's gonna bring you revenue with beers. That's gonna bring you revenue with guys coming into the club. They got to pay to get in. You got parking. They got to pay to park. And by her being there, she brings eyeballs to the other women there who may not be as attractive. So all you need is one, but it wouldn't be her though. I'm just saying you don't really need but one, and from one you can make a lot of money because they bring all the attention, and then so it's a big. So when it's not when you lose that one, it affects everybody. Yeah, I'm 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 sitting here taking a look at Ashley, and yeah, I just don't understand how she would drop her guard down like that. I mean, like, are I don't get it. I don't get it. You got to be, you got to watch somebody. You can't. Yeah, Zuri Zanzibar. Zuri Zanzibar. It's on TMZ, believe it or not. The place, right? They still want you to come there. They released a statement. The family's asking for answers. Well, when you try to do this stuff on your own, man, that's why you have to have somebody. You got to have somebody involved because what you can't do it on your own. You can't do it on your own, bro. You got to have other people involved. You got to have other people involved. You can't do it on your own, man. And this is what happened to her. She went out there. Yeah, probably figured she could do it. Probably slept with him, in America a bunch of times. And boom, took her over there. I don't know what happened. They got and said it was argument. They was arguing so much that they asked him to leave. They put him in a different room. They was arguing over something. People have speculated he was sleeping with the staff and she caught him. People have speculated that. They speculated he reneged on the marriage vows and she got upset at that. So who knows, man? Or it could have been not even that dude. It could have been one of those people with the staff who did it. That's why you got to look at the cameras. And that's old school. You do something, then all of a sudden you go back into the room talking about something you found them. That's that old school game. That's that old school game where they try to act like they try to get you to believe that they was the person that's looking out for you when they was the person that really was doing the crime. Soft life though, so much for the whole soft life. It's gonna wake a lot of these women up to tell them and show them that they can't live like that. And this fantasy and stuff like this Cinderella life, you can get it. You just got to take time. It ain't gonna get it online though. Your life is the price too high. Yeah, the price is way too high because it's your life, and now you've lost your life, and you at 31. What life expectancy is? What 75? Or is it 80? Let's just say it's 76 for women. She's gone at 31. That's like 40 years left on the table. That's wow, man. That's crazy, man. But that's the internet, though, man. And you don't need an internet, but that's the internet. Dudes, women get deleted all the time in the nightlife. You out there in the nightlife, you don't know what's gonna happen. You can't do that stuff by yourself, though. They putting up them ads, putting in call, out call. They in a hotel room. That's how you want to live, man. That's a bad decision, though. And she made a bad decision. She made a bad decision, and she's got to pay for that. The furs, the designer, the purses. Nah, it ain't worth it, man. I saw the sweetie chick posted up about the Quavo, all that stuff. She putting all his business out there. These dudes spend all that money, and then those women put the word out on them. But most of these rappers, I'm not surprised by them. That's just we know what they are. But this throws a monkey wrench in the whole divestment belief that divest and everything will be so much better. Just divest. If only it was that simple, bro. If only it was that was true. That's just not true, man. They get their head gassed up online. Yep. And they have their own stereotypes already created. They think, okay, this guy got a lot of money. This guy's in my DMs. I'm gonna go ahead and date him. If he was black, I wouldn't date him. But because he's a white dude, I'm gonna date him. They had their own stereotypes. You gotta know what you're doing though, bro. It's gonna require some time, some effort. You gotta know what you're doing. If you getting them off the internet and all of that, you gotta know what you're doing. And this is like the place. This is like the place everybody wants to be, and this is pretty much how it goes, man. Well, they're probably gonna let that guy go though. I'd be surprised if they don't just let him go. Yeah, there's all types of little websites, and we don't know the name that she used, and she's probably a lot of stuff online, man. You got so many. I'm looking at this baby girl. Is that her? Yeah, that's her right there. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yep, that's her. Yeah. Looked like she did some lingerie modeling. That money though, you gotta make money. Yeah, and I guess stunting on all these dudes, on all these women. Yeah, once again, it's a price for that, man. And a lot of these dudes, because we for a long time they were on YouTube talking about some high value men. A lot of those dudes are weirdos. A lot of those rich dudes are absolute weirdos. Yeah, they're into all types of fetishes. I think I found. Yeah, they said she had a second Instagram. I just found it. Yep, is that her? And this ain't even my thing. I don't really mess around, but yeah, it looks like her. Hey, these are some photos here, man. Woo. Let me see. So she was trying to see what she doing right here. No, that's not. Let me see. No, that's not her. It looks like her though. Yeah, it's dog eat dog out here, man. And I'm looking at all these photos, and yeah, what do you think? Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. But she went over there, man, and they mailing the body back, and they still won't be able to get they won't be able to get their kid back. They can put him in jail, but that's not worth it. And we saw that with Shannon Sharp. We watched Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp got him a little money in his pocket. Shannon got a little money in his pocket. What did he do? He went and lost it, man. He went and started trying to splurge, and he started trying to impress, and he pretty much made a bad mistake, man. He's fortunate that she didn't go with the criminal aspect of it, because those accusations, I don't know if they're true or not, but those are some serious accusations. And he's back on his YouTube channel and or whatever. I don't know what he's doing. as far as like how much he's making. But um, it's the same thing. A rich guy. A lot of these women, they're told get the guys with money. A lot of these guys got a lot of problems. A lot of these money guys, they got a lot of problems. You got guys that's been bullied their whole life. They've been rejected by women their whole life. And then they stumble across some money. They get enough money that they feel comfortable. Then they try to date, but they don't have any experience. So that's when you run into problems. They've never been disappointed. They've never dated and understood how that arc goes, how it goes up and goes down. They've never done that. So they get money and then they're with someone that, and all of a sudden the woman is telling him she doesn't want to do anything. None of the plans that he's made, she don't want to go. And these guys, a lot of these guys, they snap. They just snap. They realize all that tricking was a waste of time. They look at themselves and say, I ain't shit. I got to trick off my money to get women to fuck. Yeah, and a lot of times that just sends those guys into a rage. That's why I'm never surprised by these. When they beta male, I already know they're going to do it. If they're a beta male, oh, they're going to do it. They're going to go to jail. Just the way it is. That's one of the dangers of dealing with a beta. Even if you wait till you in your 30s, it's dangerous dealing with beta males because they're very dangerous. But the family has come out and they're demanding answers. The family is demanding answers. They want them right now. And they're going to get them. Well, this is good for us, though, as a society, though, because they do bill what she was doing as opportunity. At this moment, you should seize this. That's one of the worst things you can do if you're a woman is to run behind these rich dudes, these weird. A lot of those dudes are weirdos. A lot of those dudes are flat out weirdos. You don't want to run behind them. A lot of the women show. I mean, a lot of the men will show you the money, but you never get anything. Yeah, I've seen it everywhere. There's always going to be a group of men, thirsty dudes, and a group of women who need things. Maybe they're selfish and greedy, but it's going to be the thirsty meets the greedy because they want that money, bro, and they'll do what they got to do to get that money. That's everywhere in Japan, Mexico, Germany, Korea is always going to be a group of thirst buckets. It's always going to be like that. Went to Korea, old Korean man. There's about 8 of them. They were in a room. There was about 15 women in there, and other stuff. But it was for them. It was for them. We was talking to this guy, and the guy said, "No, that's just for them." But we were standing across the street from the thing. It was some type of shed, and they all showed up. Man, it is just same thing. You go to different places, and you realize it's the same everywhere you go. It's not even a big deal. It was there in the Philippines. The one in the Philippines, it was the same thing going on. You go to these places, it's the same thing. People try to pretend that it's different. No, it's not the same. And over there, it's a little bit different because the women let those men play around. If you're a Japanese businessman and you got a wife, 3 kids, you can go to their little places of relaxation and fun without her saying anything. That's just, and they got to understand they live like that. That's different here. We live a different kind of way. A lot of times the sugar daddy, they going to snap because of that money, man. All that tricking, I'm telling you, that stuff add up, man. You go look at your credit card and realize you done spent over the last month of dating her, you done spent $12,000. That, and it's gonna take you 2 years to pay that down. Yeah, that causes, and then she don't want to talk to you no more. Unfortunately, look, I'm 100%. I think she's free to do what she wants. I'm just simply saying, a lot of these dudes, they snap. They snap. It's not good to even be around them like that. You can get sick, get a disease. Yep, got to deal with the disease. You got to deal with her exes. You got to deal with her. You got to deal with her. She's mad. Her bipolar disorder. You could take her on a trip. You can take her on a trip. She come back from the trip mad because you didn't do something. I mean, let's put it whatever. And then she could have her people jump you. And you could be like, wait a minute. I took you on a trip. I paid for everything. I just didn't let that last thing we saw. I didn't want to buy it. You could have bought it. I don't care. No, we went on that trip. I couldn't wait to come back home. Next thing you know, bup, 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 bup. Yeah, I saw that. It's not showing up. I found her Miami page though. I found that one. It was accidental. I wasn't looking for it. It just popped up. But yeah, it's a lot. There are women out here, man. If you got money to spend, if you got bread, they got the time. And are you gonna shut it down when they get married or whatever, or they get in a relationship? Are they gonna shut it down? Are you ready to have kids? And why do it? Why do it, you know? I'm looking at her TikTok page, she's got a lot. Let me see. It's still up. Who's that, Eric Benet? Hold up. Did they give it? No, here she is right here. Model, Miami Dare Day Club. I don't know what that means. Okay, hold up. She got a link tree up here. Hold up. Okay. Fashion Nova. She got an Amazon page. Hold up. She wants a lot of shades on here. Oh yeah, and she's this bikini photo right here. $23. Yeah, this was a young woman too, man. I mean, she just made this just didn't work out the way it should have went. It's just a young woman, and it looks like she really didn't have no money. Because I'm looking at this Amazon thing. It's $23 for this, 12.95 for these shades. I'm looking at this right here. Set $8 for these shades. Just yeah, not even stuff that you would expect. Man, this is crazy, bro. This is wow. Now let me go to this TikTok. She got 30,000 followers. She got a baby photo. She got man. She got that photo shoot she took with the and she got a nice body, man. Cardinal. She carnival. I mean, yeah. Her thing about her weight, she kept cutting her weight. Her body naturally holds weight, but she's real. I can look at her and tell she won't let herself gain weight. Yeah, that's a no for me. We're gonna feed you cheeseburgers. She got to fatten up. And I'm looking at this. So she got, she got her man. I'd really love to see the club she was in, bro. Her page been up since 2021. She got 30,000 followers on one of her pages. Yeah, I don't know how she's managed to. Yeah, that is small right there. But hey, that's her bikini. Yeah. So much for yeah. This can be a lesson, man, to all the women who think it's just that easy, who chase these dudes and think they're gonna get a bag out of it. and they're not. Now she's got a nightclub on her page. It's called Dare. Yeah, I don't see. Well, a lot of times the women can dance in cages. I'm looking at the club. I'm looking at the people. Day club, nightclub. Looks like a mostly white clientele. Now maybe she was a server there. That's what I'm looking. I'm looking at their. Yeah, she probably was a server. Like mostly Latino dudes. I'm looking at this. I'm looking. Yeah, this is yeah, even on the bikini. Yeah, this is a mostly a white club right here. So this is where she wanted to be though. And she probably made plenty of money, man. It is a and not my thing though. This is not my thing. I'm just being for I wouldn't go to this club. It's yeah, nah. But it's a beach town though, man. I give you that. Everybody's got on a bikini. Everybody's in great shape. I've been going down. I'm down third, fourth. Other than a celebrity, right? Like the baby. I haven't seen a man. So she probably was one of the women who worked here. Cause I'm looking at the servers, the bottle girls. I'm looking at it, the bottle girls. It's not really it's not nothing to write home about, man. I mean, it's just a different clientele, but she just was young, man, and unfortunately things didn't work out the way she wanted them to work out. And now she's no longer with us, man. As far as this guy, still keeping him over in Africa, who knows what they're going to do with him. And yeah, this is something you can sort of blame the internet on because the internet paints this picture like that lifestyle is the right way to go or so enjoyable, but it's not. It's very dangerous. It's extremely dangerous, and it's a lot of money. You get caught up in the salsa, that's a lot of money. And see, that's how you start the strip. You go and become. I could show you the bottle girls, but I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm looking at the page. If you go to her TikTok, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, those guys, the strip club guys, wait for those girls. They go to the bottle clubs and they just start telling those girls they can make money, and they start showing them they can make money, and eventually they cave, and then they start stripping, and it's that fast money. It's just getting it so fast, as opposed to working. Say you work a 9 to 5, and when you get through working, I don't know, say you make $10 an hour, so you got $80, and then you got taxes on that, so you made about $67. You gave 8 hours of work for $67. Well, when someone can go strip and make 1,500 a night, no degree, still young, and they can, the social media has made that lifestyle into something that it's not. They don't ever show you the bad times. They only show you the good times. And this is some hard living, brother. This is some struggle. This is some hard living, brother. It's got a lot of struggle in it. You get that money, it might be, you might get that money for 2, 3. Well, Miami's a little bit different. Well, see, it's hard to work at a club in Miami. The payouts more, and it's just hard to work there because it's like if you don't do what they ask you to do, they won't let you work there. If they say, "Hey, we got a yacht party, why don't you come with us and hang out?" Just come hang out. It's gonna be most of the girls here. Uh, you get to meet, celebrities and hang out. And if you keep saying no, you won't be working there. That's what I'm saying. So that's it. You never hear that. The manager's gonna come up to you and say, "Hey, um, what do you want to do?" "I just want to work here." They said, "Well, there's more money on these yacht parties. We supply all the women to these guys with yachts, all these rich guys. Everybody's going but you. I just want to work here." No, they're gonna tell you they're gonna fire you. You can't tell me they don't. I've seen them do it. It ain't no yacht party, but it's, hey, this NBA dude is having a party. Why don't you and a couple other women go there? And woman could say, "I don't want to." That makes him look bad. He gonna turn around and say, "Well, you know what? Don't worry about coming back up here no more." Because that's the game. It's a hustler's game. It's a hustler's market. That's just the way it works, man. And like I said, people think it's so easy. No, it's not. And a lot of times you lose yourself. You lose yourself trying to get that money. You're never the same. You're never the same. And then you turn 30, and unless you know the people, your strip days are over. I've seen women go out of town and lose money. For some reason, they think they're gonna make more money out of town. If you ain't making no money in your town, you ain't gonna make no money out of town. If you don't have to be the highest money maker, but if you do a nice, you okay, you doing okay, yeah, then you need to go where the money is. Me, I personally prefer uh country backwoods shake joints. I like those joints. I like the off the beaten path, name like Mamas. Yeah, I like that. Carter on a dirt road. I like those. They're comfortable. They have a welcoming spirit. When you go in, you sit down. The women come out. They want to know if you are interested. Yeah, it's a smaller place. Yeah, I like those places. You can keep the spearmint spearmint rhino and all that stuff. I don't even like stuff like that. But yeah, this can be an opportunity to try to turn back the clock, man, because they've set it up. They suggested these women jump off the porch and run off with these rich guys as if that's going to mean those guys are going to marry them. Now we see that if it wasn't, somebody said it was AI. Somebody said it was AI. If that wasn't really a depiction of him getting on his knees, if that was something that she put up against his wishes, the man's still married. And don't tell him whatever he's doing outside his marriage. It might be other women. And if she did that, maybe that caused him to snap. Who knows, man? They're gonna have to make money, bro. And they can make money. They can make money in Miami, brother. A lot of it. They can lose a lot too, though. Those clubs cost money. Cost money to work at them clubs. But yeah, she went out there and got played, man. They got the autopsy report. The guy's still being held in custody. Somebody said a couple of days ago he was already back. No, he's still over there. The family's looking out. TMZ's picked it up. Uh, Good Morning America, they talked about it. So it's major. It's headline news. So they've stepped in, and it's very possible the Trump Justice Department will take a look at this because A, why not? And B, it'll give the impression that he's like looking out for black people. And politics is a shell match. It's a shell game. People do things for a lot of reasons, pander and all they do. They all do. But until we get more facts, it's hard to assume or know what happened because we don't know what happened. We don't have a clue. And the price is too much, man. Not all of them. Some of them do be broke on OnlyFans. Not all of them. But money is gonna bring money. Money. That lifestyle is just not for everybody, man. I'm very familiar with it. It's just not for everybody. If you a quality woman, you shouldn't get into that. That's going to change you. That's for a certain group of people, a certain world. That ain't for average people. And she's a prime example. She got in too deep. I see that she put up the Dare Club in Miami. That's like a Latino white club. I went through all the like page after page. I didn't see no black customers. I see any black men as customers in that club. I saw the 50 Cent when he was on stage, and obviously they have acts come in, but no, I didn't see any. So, I mean, I don't have to know. That's why I can look at that club and say, I'm not interested in that club. It's okay, it's just not for me. And that's what she's bragging on being it. Well, she got what she was looking for, man. She got a rich crypto guy. And unfortunately, she lost her life. And unfortunately, she don't understand. She don't have a clue how hard it is to live that lifestyle. And that's the money, man. You just get used to the bread. You can't make it without the bread. Yeah, that's the thing about dancing. The money come and it comes without doing anything, other than dancing. I know a guy, he's a dope dealer. He's never been caught. He's very successful at it. And he ran into one of the dancers, man, and whatever, they hit it off. And he give him money all the time. To give him money. He got plenty of money. He one of those $1 million in a shoebox type of dudes. $1 million in a shoe. That's the type of dude he is. So after about a month, she just got bored, man. He said it. He said that she went back to the club. He said, I let her go back, man, because she just don't want to sit at home. He said, I got the money to take care of her, but she told me she happy when she dances. So when you see her, if you go to the club, you're gonna see her. Yeah, okay. She was up there. She was one of the women. And that's what he was trying to say, that a lot of them do it out of happiness. And then some of them do it because they broke. Yeah, okay, yeah, the divestment aspect. Yeah, she said some cruel things. She said some cruel things. I saw a video where they said black men were celebrating her death. Now, we didn't do that over here. We wish she wasn't passed away. But no, I can't, and I'm not accountable for what other people do, but nah. I mean, she said some inappropriate things, but nah, I don't want nothing to happen to that woman. I just saw her pictures and stuff. That woman, she just, man, she trying to be something. She trying to be something that she's not. And she walked into it. She didn't look out for herself, and something happened, and something happened. Now she was a liberal though. If she was a divested, but she was a liberal. She got all types of Kamala stuff on her X page. She got George Floyd on there. She's got Tupac. But I don't know. I don't know. Just go by what she wrote down. She wasn't a fan of black men. That's funny to me though, man. That stuff is never, that's let me tell you something. That's never stopped me, bro. I actually prefer them to think like that. I want them to be have a thing against black men. I want them to be hanging out. Don't. Well, she not built the way I like her, but what I'm saying is black women in majority white spaces. I like that. I like that. That's my specialty. That is my specialty. But I doubt if I'd have went into that place. It just don't look like it's a fun place. But that's where she was at. That's where she hung out. I think she was working there. And then obviously it could never happen, but then you would have to ask her, what do you have against black men? And once she starts telling you, then you can realize she don't know what she's talking about. That's all men. That's all men. And then you talk about dudes with money. That's you only dating rich dudes, and you think because they dog you out or they use you that yeah, you the one dating them. And they tell simps to lead with their wallet because they know that's disrespectful. That's a man who doesn't have any confidence in you. If a man tells you to lead with your wallet, he's telling the world he know you can't get none. He know you gotta buy it. Ain't no way somebody would sleep with you unless you paid him. Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. And it don't work. That's another reason though. It just don't work. It don't work, Mike. That's why you see these women leave these dudes, these sugar daddies for regular dudes, because they're going where they're attracted. They don't want to go nowhere they're not that they're not attracted to the men there. And when you think about it, it's sort of a good match because the hood chicks, they like the pookies. Soft life, bro. Soft life was a short life. And that dancer stuff, and I can't find it. I'm looking for it. I found the page, man. Let me see if I can find this damn page. I was just looking at the damn thing. She played herself, brother. She played herself. That's a sad story, man. She's on People. Yeah. Will they reminisce over you? They reminiscing over her, brother. She has a Facebook page too. It's not the same pictures. Yeah, this is sad, brother. It's sad. The money, man. She got caught up in the money. And yeah, man, look at it, man. It's come back to basically ruin her. She got caught up with the money. She's okay, man. She wasn't ready to try to live that lifestyle. I like that carnival queen. Yeah, she got that together, bro. Flat stomach. Well, so much so that's how it goes, man. So the latest evidence is I mean, they're holding on to the guy. They got the autopsy report. There's a witness who says he saw her legs kicking up and down. That was the guy who had the fruits. Yeah, you look at that stuff, man, and the women make it seem so easy and so simple, but it's not. But it's not, man. It looks like that, but it's not. And that's the game, bro. Especially in that stripper world, man. It's dog eat dog out there, man. It's hard to strip, bro. You gotta know somebody. You gotta know DJ. You gotta know a bouncer. And when you think, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know them. Why would they help you? You gotta pay them. It's hard. It's hard to strip. The women that jump on you, they claim customers. They tell you stay away from their customers. The man can come up to you wanting to dance, but she's been warned stay away from her customers. So you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's not what you think it is. And you get a sick trick. You get a sick ass trick that's got a bloodlust. You got a sick trick, and then he comes in and he commits, does these things. He does things to you, just like Dubai. People think they can take it till they go over there, and they realize they can't take that, man. Like the street. They trying to, man. It ain't gonna work. They're gonna do a little show. Lifetime gonna do something on this. We just got to figure out what happened, man. I don't think they're gonna be able to do it. It's never what you think it is, man. Like the stream, man. I'm trying to figure this thing out, man. I'm confused. Let me come over here. I'm gonna drop this link. Like, share, support, man. The soft life, brother, is not as easy as they try to put it. You know, they try to give you this impression that if they marry a white dude or a rich dude, that things gonna change. Well, not necessarily. In addition, that you change. You know, we just totally leaving that part off. You're right, a guy can change, but then you can change. Say you're attracted to him and he does something and then you lose attraction. You can change. It ultimately comes down to you, man, what decision you're trying to make and what's the whole purpose. She thought she could live a soft life and look at how it ended for her. She tried to though. She tried to live the soft life and it didn't work out in her favor. He snapped, bruh. They do it here, so it didn't have to happen in Africa. Like the stream, brother. Where my $100 donors at, man? We used to have a few. But this how the game go, man. You know, Instagram and I mean social media has gassed up a lot of these women, make it think that they don't have nothing to worry about, and that's not true. It's a whole lot to worry about, and you lose your focus. And you gotta have experience too. We ignoring that part. You gotta have experience in a relationship, man. You just can't be in a relationship just because. You gotta have experience. You gotta be someone, especially this guy was an older guy. You gotta be someone who has some type of leadership. Clearly he didn't. He did not have enough leadership. And to some degree, he failed her. Look, do me a favor, man. Hit the super chat. Support the platform, man. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the Cash App. Support the platform. What's up with you, player? Support the platform. That's the only way to do it, man. Other than that, we won't be able to have it. And I'm taking hits, man. I'm yawning. I'm about to go ahead and slow this down, man. Yeah, I'm about to fall out right here, man. I thought I could make it, but nah, I ain't be able to make it.